Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. I am the one and only Repeat. And yeah, it's another Monday night with the Shake and Bake Cup Series presented by Grove Rock Straps. Hopefully everybody out there had a phenomenal 4th of July weekend, catching the last couple minutes of practice here. And I figure while we were doing that, we'd catch up with points, see where everybody's going. It is race 13 tonight from Nashville Motor Speedway. Again, man, glad to be back. It's been a very, very long 2 weeks, but how about a big old shout out one more time for KS Gaming 51 filling in during the Indy race with the one and only Eliza Bethel last week at Michigan. Man, I'm glad he did a great job. He's been wanting to broadcast with Frozen Toes for the longest time, got to pair them two up, and that race went very, very well. And then, of course, the other night we put it all down from Watkins Glen as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at those points as they sit right now going into or just before race number 13 here from Nashville. Matt O'Brien was able to clock out one win, or knockout, I should say, one win so far this season, solidified a very, very positive 30 points over the man that's been bad fast all season long, the one and only James Holzer. Brendan Book in his number 42 Target Machine right there, P number 3, just a mere 33 behind O'Brien. Ryan Crooks, the other EMGG Glitch driver, sitting P number 4, also with one win, 57 points back of Matt O'Brien, a mere 24 behind Brendan Book. And how about Tom Flitcroft, old Tom Flitty right now, rounding out top 5, sitting in P5, just 10 more points behind Ryan Crooks. And then, of course, Tom Harmon, Jimmy Cocker, John Honeycutt, Tyler Dohar, and Ryan McCall to round out your top 10. As you can see, everybody there that's made the most amount of starts, either 12 or 11, they've really, they're right where they should be as far as points and position go, because those are the guys that are here week in and week out and have a great race. Those are the names of the drivers and the cars that we see more often than not, because they're making big moves as the races go on. So to round out the rest of them, you got Nate Mon sitting P11, Jordan McGraw P12, Jose Ruiz in his number 23 sitting P12, Brian Pizzakemi in P14, PJ O'Leary 15th, Sean Blanchard in that swag.biz number 91 sitting P16. P17 is going to be Micah Allard with Eliza Bethel for P18. P19 is going to be Hunter Johnson, and Frank Warner is going to go ahead and round out your top 20. Ladies and gents, qualifying is kicking off right now, so we're going to move these points out of the way. I got the scoring pylon up on the left-hand side, and this guy right now, the 68 for Tom Harmon, he was fastest in practice. Let's see how he sits as far as qualifying goes. Let's go ahead and bring it on down with the man, and bringing it just a little bit closer from the blimp. He has rocked this Avril Lavigne machine ever since Daytona, has not let it go. And he was able to grab the win just a couple of short weeks ago. And as I mentioned, in practice, he was the man to beat. So we'll have to see if Avril can carry him all the way to the checkers and grab another one tonight. This track, being all concrete, is very, very slick. I'm actually going to go ahead and bring up your race info to show you what kind of conditions they're going to be dealing with tonight. And there you go. Track length is 1.3 miles. Track temp is going to be 89. And air temp is going to be 85, so not much of a disparity between the track temp and the air temp, but that should make for some great grip, if you could say that, on a concrete track. This is just like a very, very large Dover, except that it's not really a self-cleaning track, as we just saw Tom Harmon so far put himself in P number 2. Let's go ahead and clear that and bring back our tower. Looks like Brody Falliker right now, he just finished his run, and he clocked himself in P1. Jacob Kerr looks like he is Also done. How about the 77 of Tyler Dohar right now? Out there on track. His first lap was a 30:18. That's where he's going to sit. And we'll move on up. How about the 23? I just talked about him in the points a moment or so ago. This is Jose Ruiz. Very, very consistent. Knows how to take care of his car. Knows how to take care of his tires. Usually there at the end if he doesn't get caught up in a mess of somebody else's, tries to overcorrect, puts it into the outside wall. Very unfortunate for the 23, but he was able to get a lap of 30.23 in, solidifying a P7 spot. Let's keep on going. How about this 24 for PJ O'Leary? I saw something from Mike York just a moment ago, and then he disappeared. How about the Virginia Tech colors of Mr. Cocker? If we can catch up with him. Looks like he's bringing it down on the apron. It looks like he's about done. How about Mike DeWalt here? He is also done. Ryan McCall? Ryan McCall in his Shaboom Camaro. He's done. 42. There we go. 42 of Brendan Book. Actually just put it on pole with a 30 flat around this place. Very, very fast target Camaro so far. John Honeycutt just came up on the board with a P6 spot in his Melody Woodworks number 50. And one of the guys that everybody will be watching, James Holzer, just ran enough to put it into P4. And Caleb Pertko is now our provisional pole winner. Let's go through a few more. See if we can't catch up with Michael Allard here in his number 61. His first lap was a 31:72. Let's see if he can better it here on his second lap. Second lap, he bumps it up to P22. We're going to have just about a full field here tonight. So far, 31 cars have taken time, and there's still, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... 8 cars back to Jacob Palmer that have yet to take time. So just about a very full racked and stacked field once they get side by side to try to run their time. How about the one and only Ryan Crooks now? Ryan Crooks calling it a day after clocking in P number 11. So now I'm just going to kind of keep an eye on the guys on the bottom and no need. So it looks like qualifying is up. They've got just about a 3-minute time to go on out there, get a little bit better of a feel, see what the track is going to be like in race temp. And Eliza Bethel in her number 64 is going to go ahead and take advantage of that. Come on out. Looks like got some brand new reflective numbers on the side of her Team FDR number 64. ROK NASCAR out there in chat saying hello to the booth and best of luck to all drivers tonight. ROK, I absolutely appreciate every time you stop on in. It's always a pleasure to see you, sir. Thank you again and again and again and again and again. If I sound like a broken record, please, I hope you never take it for granted because I absolutely appreciate you, sir. Oh, Marty Hensley. For those that don't know. Eliza Bethel, this is her first lap around. Let's see what she's got for any kind of a practice or a warm-up time. See what the track is gonna do for her. Big shout out to the one and only Alpha York out there in chat, dropping 5, another 85, 22, 30, and 81. Talking about all the Ions Motorsports cars. Ions Motorsports has actually picked up the sponsorship for a few races a little bit later on in the season. It's going to be good to see them. It was good to see Mike York out here on track tonight, and he's also brought in a new driver from the SRN series that you normally see me broadcast with Greg Olenek over on YouTube on Tuesday nights. Brad Herman. Very, very fast over there on the Cup side, in the top 5 in points on the truck side, I believe. Yeah, the man has come a long way. Known him since back in the Xbox console days as Stay Finessed. For those that may not remember him or recognize the name Brad Herman. Yep, Stay Finessed. from the old NNR days. Good to see him back out here. But yeah, big thank you for those 223 bits. Mike York, you are the man, sir. All right, so I said I wanted to keep an eye on where Eliza Bethel was, and look at that on your scoring pylon. P number 1 with just about a 30 flat, a 30.17. Jimmy Cocker and Mr. Kerr going to round out the top 3. James Holzer in his number 69 machine, P4, and Mr. Harmon in that Avril Lavigne Camaro was P5, but he was just displaced by Frank Warner in that 72 as he moves on up to P number 2. Just something about purple and black. I'm kind of a teal and black kind of guy myself. You know, the old. I'm not a Carolina Panthers fan, just really love their colors. All right, so let's go ahead and clear this all out and show you the grid of what it's going to look like for tonight. Caleb Pertko able to go ahead and grab the pole with Brendan Book to his outside. Brody Falliker and James Holzer is going to round out row number 2. Row number 3 is going to be Tom Harmon and Jacob Kerr. John Honeycutt and Matt O'Brien, row number 4. Row number 5 is going to be Tyler Dohar and Eliza Bethel. Ryan Crooks and Jose Ruiz, they're going to round out your top 12 to go just a little bit further. Looks like P13 is going to be Nate Mon with Francis Hamilton. P.J. O'Leary and Michael DeWalt going to be row 8. Row 9, Mike York and Tom Flitcroft. Tom Flitty. Brad Herman, I was just talking about him, going to be P19 with Jimmy Cocker, P20, so that's going to be row 10. Jordan McGraw and Micah Allard with Dylan Robb and Andrew Sanford, going to be row 11 and row 12. Behind them, we've got John Osborne and Ryan McCall, Philip Bridgman and Chuck Cody, Robert Newman, Charles Kramer Jr., Justin Pasori and Hunter Johnson, Brian Utley Jr. with Brian Pizzakemi, Byron Jones, and Frank Warner going to round out your full field. Again, 18 rows of side-by-side is what we're getting ready to see once we go ahead and bring it back. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and bring it on up to Caleb Pertko and Brendan Book on the top row. Coming on down this backstretch. And let's go ahead and bring your scoring pylon and everything right back so you see exactly where everybody is and what they're going to have for your show tonight here from Nashville Speedway. Again, I am Repeat. Welcome aboard. Thank you for coming out, hanging out, chatting up, keeping me company. Here we go. All right, so the pace car is going to go ahead and make a left turn towards pit road. And we're gonna get rolling. Here we go. Oh, Caleb Pertko a little loose on that outside, and that number 51 able to hold on to it. That's going to bring them 3 wide between him, the 11, and the number 1. Number 1 of Brody Falliker going to try to stay 3 wide, cutting up, or checking up, I should say, just a little bit to allow the 11 the bottom line. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and complete lap number 1, caution free. Here we go. Brendan Book started P2, able to move up 1 spot, but the man right behind him, James Holzer, in that EMGG glitch machine. That Camaro is bad fast every single week. Up 2 spots already and really just stalking the 42 of Brendan Book. We'll have to see if he can get on up there and start leading some, or possibly maybe grab most laps led tonight. We saw in the points in pre-race, he's 30 points behind our current points leader, Matt O'Brien. Matt O'Brien right now sits back in P number 7. Brody Falliker right now just put down the fastest lap of the race so far with a 30.55. Leader was a 30.68. So a good tenth and a half between those two. Again, Holzer really stalking the back end of that 42, maybe trying to push Brendan Book just a little bit beyond what he's capable of, or what his car is capable of this early in the race. And while these guys get it on, a little bit of single file, I'm going to go ahead and take us through the field and kind of reintroduce you to everybody one more time. It's definitely been a little while. So let's go ahead and pick a good view. Not that one. There we go. And let's kind of go through the field again. Brendan Book from Sterling Heights, Michigan, currently your leader. James Holzer, P number 2 from the great state of Pennsylvania. Tom Harmon back here in P number 3 in his Avril Lavigne 68. P4 has got a little bit of a battle right now with the 51 of Pertco, but Kerr on the bottom, Stillwell, Kansas. Pertco right here, and as I said, 51 with his Harley Davidson on board. Jacob Kerr up there in the 11, just mentioned him. Matt O'Brien, our current points leader in his Cloud 9 number 20, also out of Sterling Heights, Michigan. I wonder if they know each other. Eliza Bethal out of the great state of Ohio and Team FTR owner. Right behind her, you see the number 50 of John Honeycutt from Orlando, Florida. Rudy Falliker in his number 1 Hennessy Performance Camaro. Right now sitting in P number 9. Jose Ruiz in his DoorDash 23 from Sacramento, California. Francis Hamilton, 48 Hennessy Performance Machine. No information given. I just saw Tyler Dohar kind of creep up into the mix in his Elite Performance Industries number 77. Then we got Francis Hamilton right behind him. We just talked about him. Ryan Crooks in this EMGG Glitch Camaro from Madison, Alabama. Nate Mon is 22 Sundrop Camaro with no information. Mike York, great state of Ohio, also in his Rock Straps number 5. PJ O'Leary is number 24 Allied Machine out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. We just talked about Mike York. Brad Herman, new to SNB tonight, in his number 85 Ions Motorsports TJ's Team Foundation Camaro. Guys and gals out there in chat, please go on over to TJ's Team or morethanAcape.org and look around. Great purpose, great cause, great charity. And if you decide to donate, it's not like you don't get anything back. Travis Anderson, that started this, will actually either send you a decal or a tumbler or a hoodie or a t-shirt, sweatshirt, something like that. The greater donation you make, the greater gift you receive back as a big, big thank you from Travis Anderson and TJ's Team. Talked about Mike York. How about Mike DeWalt in this DeWalt number 54? Francis Hamilton, we talked about him already. Tom Flickroft in his number 12 Good Wrench Service Machine. Jordan McGraw a little bit further back in his number 34 Sega Camaro from Bridgeport, Texas. The stars shine bright. I won't do that to you guys. Anyway, 31 804 Landscapes for Jimmy Cocker, normally a Virginia Tech driver. Ryan McCall in his number 30 Shaboom car from Bear, Delaware. I've been through Delaware. I don't recall going through Bear. Andrew Sanford in his number 37 Get Wet Sports from San Diego, California. Hunter Johnson, number 32 Jordan Machine out of Griffin, Georgia. Brian Pizzakemi, Quantum Pay. I'm not quite sure what that is on the bottom, but looking pretty good in that very, very bright neon car. We talked about Andrew Sanford. Byron Jones in his number 3 Patriot Esports U.S. Air Force car from Goodyear, Arizona. Patriot Esports, the team that I started a while back, looking pretty good in his Dale Earnhardt throwback. Micah Allard in his number 61 for Allard Racing. And then behind him, we got Dylan Robb, Donut, out of Morrisville. I wonder if that is Morrisville, North Carolina, because that's actually where I work. Charles Kramer in his Zine or nicotine pouches, number 82 out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Philip Bridgman, another DeWalt car out here, number 18 from Ontario, Canada. I believe he's probably the sole Canadian in the field tonight, if not very close. Then we got the 81 Chubby's car for John Osborne. Justin Pasori, number 65, United States Navy Toyota. Absolutely love that car. No information. Chuck Cody, 36 Milwaukee Fuel. No info given. Frank Warner, number 72, Crenzer Marine out of Lyons, New York. Tyler Myers, number 4, Western Auto. Working lap number 14 out of Warrensburg, Missouri. We didn't talk about Jacob Palmer. Here's Stripping Naked, number 39, Naples, Florida. Josh Small, number 17, M&M. That is a wicked-looking scheme. Beverly, West Virginia. Robert Newman, number 33, Red Dawn, working lap 14 still. On board, no information given. Let's get back up there. He's kind of blinking out just a little bit. Josh Small and Robert Newman. So, yeah, that is going through your entire 39-car field. Let's get back up front. Looks like our top two kind of... Oh, there we go. Okay, so Brendan Book is still leading, 69 right behind. Tom Harmon showing that his very, very bad fast practice speeds were not a fluke. Right now, Harmon is up 2 spots. Matt O'Brien, his number 20 Cloud9 machine, he is up 4 spots. And that's going to round out your top 5. So Brendan Book, James Holzer, Tom Harmon, Matt O'Brien, and Caleb Pertko, your original pole sitter, now sitting back in P5. He's got a battle for the lead right now between James Holzer and Brendan Book. Side by side, door to door, going through the corner. Let's go ahead and remove that. And it looks like coming off the corner at the line. Oh, that one's going to be close. It looks like Brendan Book had it. And Holzer was able to kind of take the lead for just a moment going into going into turn 1. But still, Brendan Book able to hold on. Go ahead and bring up your track map. It's been a little bit since I was here, so I just got to find that right quick. There we go. Track map. That is what Nashville Super Speedway looks like. Originally a super speedway, now we know super speedways to be like Daytona or Talladega, or even the very new Atlanta Motor Speedway is kind of like a miniature Daytona or miniature Talladega, almost wide open all the way around. I took one of the Indy cars around there, so I'm thinking about maybe doing something for the Thursday night series when I get to broadcast with Eliza Bethal on Thursday nights over on Traction GG, and kind of just thinking about maybe doing something with that. I apologize. Upstairs phone is ringing, but I'm not gonna answer that. How about this? How about we do a crank it up session with the 68, and we'll be right back. You know what? That's kind of a good thing that I did that. You guys actually got to hear just how much Thomas Harmon was feathering the throttle, getting back into the gas. Really had to get out of it, and you hear him go bap 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 bap. that's basically getting the rear end to hook back up, not able to smash the gas. Again, this is a concrete track, and it's not as grippy as an asphalt track, so he's really got to feather it. You know, back in the day, Darrell Waltrip used to say all the time, some of these tracks, you have to treat the throttle pedal like there's an egg under it. You cannot just go on down and smash the throttle. You got to be very, very gentle with it, and that was a great example of Thomas Harmon doing that. So big thank you to Thomas Harmon, and big shout out to him. Right now sitting P number 3, up 2 spots since qualifying, and having a solid race so far. So it looks like Brendan Book has been able to escape James Holzer's grasp for now. We'll have to see how this all plays out as the 33 Red Dawn machine car goes up high, wide, and handsome, getting out of the way. Definitely having some problems. Let's continue to look through the field, see what's going on and where. How about back with Caleb Pertko, our pole sitter? Looks like he's got John Honeycutt right behind him. John, he should have a pretty good view of the field, looking ahead from his number 50 Melody Woodworks machine. There you see the 68, just 3 cars up, and of course he can still see the leader running pretty consistent laps. His best lap was a 30.62. His last lap was a 31.85. So he's lost just about a second over the first 26 laps, give or take. As you hear him downshift right there, haven't really caught anybody completely, getting on the clutch pedal to try to save some fuel. Let's actually go back with a guy that's very well known for doing that, with the one and only Tyler Dohar, as it looks like he's got a great battle just in front of him. And you also hear him doing the same thing, absolutely feathering that throttle pedal, not able to just get on in and get right on it. Up here with Ryan Crooks, he's got the 85 of Brad Herman to his outside. Again, Brad Herman, this is his first race here with the Shake and Bake Cup Series. Talked to him last night, a member of Ions Motorsports and fully sponsored by TJ's Team. Again, TJ's Team Foundation. I'll actually go ahead and put the link to morethancape.org out there in chat. I do it every Tuesday night as well, and then I'm going to put something up there for you also. Here's their link, and if you go to the web page, they've got something on there that hits me every time I see it, and it is extremely true. All right, check this out. Extremely true. Where'd it go? Nope, that's not what I wanted. Hold on, I'm getting there. Oh, when I went to go copy and paste it, I actually pasted the morethanthecape.org link back over it. So, but it basically says you don't know how strong you are until it's the only choice you have is to be strong. And it's very, very true. So go on over, give them a follow if you can. But of course, tonight being all about ROK straps, one of the primary sponsors here for the Shake and Bake Cup Series. I actually contacted ROK straps just a couple short days ago. I bought a brand new 8x5 trailer to pull a paddle boat to the lake with my wife and children. And I needed a brand new set of straps, and I reached out to them, and they were very, very fast to respond. There is the link to ROK straps. Go on over, look them up. All kinds of straps, from 18-inch straps all the way up to 60-inch straps and everywhere in between. Look them up, definitely well worth the money. And as they told me, they're also on Amazon, so you can look them up there also. All right, so back up front, it's still Brendan Book and James Holzer, with Thomas Harmon continuing to be your top 3. Matt O'Brien up 4 spots since qualifying, P4. And Caleb Pertko, our pole sitter, still holding on to the top 5 as the 42-69 now starting to duel it out. Looks like the 69 being extremely capable of taking care of his car and taking care of his tires. Now able to mount a charge on the 42 We'll have to see who gets to the line first. We'll actually go ahead and jump on board right now. Right front, right rear. Holzer takes the lead. All right, so let's take a look back again with John Honeycutt sitting right now in P number 6. Behind him by a good 1.63 seconds going to be Jacob Kerr in his number 11 FedEx machine. Tell you what, if y'all caught the race from Atlanta Motor Speedway and saw the car that Denny Hamlin was driving, it was a really nice Coca-Cola car. Absolutely amazing looking car. Behind him is going to be Brad Herman, up 11 spots since the start of the race in his number 85 Camaro. Nate Mon in his Sundrop machine, and then Ryan Crooks in his number 25 VMGG machine. Right behind him is going to be Micah Allard, also up 11 spots in his number 61 Allard Racing Camaro. Just behind Micah Allard, you got Eliza Bethal. She's got Jose Ruiz in her rear view. Jose looks like he's got a little bit of a run coming off the corner, able to dive down low, and looks like Tyler Dohar is going to try to follow Jose Ruiz through, but Eliza should have the run off the corner, able to hold on to that position. And just behind the 77 there, you see the number 1 for Brody Falliker, and then Michael DeWalt is going to be P16. So everybody from Brody Falliker on up inside the top 15, working lap 36. So far this race has gone green flag since the start. No cautions, no issues whatsoever. Really only 2 different leaders. The one is going to be the 69 of James Holzer that's leading right now, but the 42 of Brendan Book, who's got the 36 right in the way, as the 36 goes high to get out of the way. He has so far has led the most laps, and Tom Harmon has been able to stay a very consistent P3 all night long. Again, Matt O'Brien able to move up a few spots. Caleb Pertko, after starting from the pole, has not fallen further than P number 5. Definitely hope everybody out there in chat is having a good night so far. Hopefully y'all had a great 4th of July weekend. It's been a lot of fun. Roslyn out there saying a little late tonight, but cheering for the number 50 of Honeycutt. Honeycutt up 1 spot from where he qualified. Started P7, right now in P number 6 again in that Melody Woodworks number 50. He's got the 51 of Caleb Pertko, our pole sitter, right in front of him. So Honeycutt, he's doing really well. Nobody's made a pit stop yet tonight. His best lap so far has been a 30.62. His last lap was a 32.23. So as 39 laps have now gone into the books. He's lost a pretty good 2 seconds, but that is absolutely normal. This track here will absolutely shed your right front tire, so you got to be really careful. Usually we start to see people downshift probably about 10 to 15 laps ago, and I'm pretty sure we heard the 50 of John Honeycutt do just that a little bit earlier. In fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and jump on board with him again. There you hear him downshift. As he gets back on the gas behind the 51, you'll hear him shift back up. There you go. So yeah, doing a pretty good job so far. Everybody from P30 on back, I believe, is the P30. That's going to be Cody. Is 1 lap down. So right now, this is the last car on the lead lap, and he's got to try to maintain that spot, because if a caution should come out, he'd be the lucky dog and get his spot back. The 11 that you just saw go by, that was not a battle for a position. He's just trying to do everything that he can, and it actually looks like he might have some company coming up the rear view very, very soon. You see, I believe that's going to be the 25. Nope, that's actually going to be your leader. That is going to be James Holzer as we look ahead from him. That's nope. Okay, so that was the 25, not the 69. So that was Ryan Crooks just about to run him down. Little tight right there. Had to momentarily get out of the gas and get back into it. Starting lap number 43 as Holzer also downshifting going into turns 1 and 2. Very, very wide turns here down the back stretch. Let's kind of take a look back from him, see what he's got in the rear view. Nothing immediate. So now a good point, 1.2 seconds back to Brendan Book and Tom Harmon. From Tom Harmon looking back, there you see that 68 Avril Lavigne machine. Matt O'Brien just there with him. So the top 4 very, very close before a little bit of a break back to Caleb Pertko. And we look at the top 4 from his point of view. Working lap 44, no pit stops as of yet. Pretty surprised by that. I would have thought with a 1.3 mile track, they would have had to have pit just a little bit sooner than they have. So far, though, no takers. Let's take a ride with the blimp view and pull back up. There's our second, third, and fourth place car, and as you can see, the 69 of Holzer, he's got a good little lead. And from John Honeycutt back, he's got a little bit of a gap back to the 11 of Jacob Kerr. There is Kerr right there in that 11. Behind those guys going to be the 61 of Allard and then the 25 of Ryan Crooks. Getting closer and closer. Ryan Crooks right now up 2 spots from qualifying, but Micah in that 61 up 14 spots since qualifying. The only other guy that's got more spots than him is going to be this number 32 for Hunter Johnson, up 19 spots. Brad Herman had 14 earlier. Looks like he's fallen back a little bit, now sitting in P number 9. Actually, I think that might have just been 11 spots, not 14 spots. But yeah, Hunter Johnson right now in this 32, up 19 spots since the race began. Not a bad stretch whatsoever for being all green flag racing. That means that this man has had a lot of speed all night long. All right, James Holzer continues to stay out. No issues there. 42, 68, and the 20 also all staying out. Holzer, I mentioned earlier in the race, the man is phenomenal at saving fuel and saving his tires. This track, as I also mentioned, will tear up that right front. But I would imagine as the race has gone on, they've been able to, the pressures have come up, and they may not be as snappy loose as they were earlier. Let's actually go ahead and ride on board from the cockpit view with Holzer. All right, I wanted to do that for 2 reasons. One, you were able to see that he's not as tight as he was earlier, and he's also not as loose. Earlier, while we were on board with the 68 for Tom Harmon, we were able to hear him go whap, 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 whap on the throttle coming off the corner, meaning that he had to get the rear tires to hook up. We didn't hear Holzer having to do that right there. Let's go back with Tom Harmon and see if he's still having that issue, or if his car is handling a lot better. You see him downshift. and you hear him wide open on the throttle. So yeah, he's not having to really baby the throttle anymore, which means he's got some heat in the tires. The tires are up to temperature, and that thing is handling beautifully for him right now. They have lost some time on their laps, but they're not as loose as they were earlier, and frankly, they don't look to be all that tight either. Looks like a pretty good handling car for both the 69 of Holzer and the 68 here of Tom Harmon. Brendan Book, I imagine something very similar. Yep, turning up to the wall to shed or not shed so much speed coming off the corner. Pretty good racing so far. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back again. So out there in chat, who do y'all got? I know, Rosalind, you're probably going to say old Mr. Honeycutt, and I couldn't blame you. He's still P6, started P7, so staying very, very consistent. Micah Allard in that 61, he's made up 15 spots now. Hunter Johnson and a couple of others now working their way down pit road, including Ryan McCall. It looks like he overshot his box just a little bit. Frank Warner back here in this number 72. And I know I saw Brian Huntley and Nate Mon also coming down in his number 22 Sundrop Camaro. So we should start to see more and more start to peel off. Here comes your leaders. Mr. Mao, what's happening, sir? How are you? Philip Bridgman is number 18, DeWalt. Looks like Toyota. Also coming down for 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods and his Sunoco E15 fuel. Lap number 55. That means these guys can all do it on just 2 more stops. So it's gonna be an interesting race. I tell you, Holzer, Harmon, Book, and O'Brien still out here. Caleb Perko still P5. Looks like Harmon was able to get on by the 42, so move him on up to P number 2. He was the fastest in practice, so it goes to show that he's got a great long-run car, but he's a good 2.7 seconds behind Holzer. So Holzer, he's got another very, very bad fast EMGG glitch Camaro yet again. We'll have to see if anybody can get up there and do anything with him as the night goes on. 72 on 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods, flying around the outside of that 69. That just goes to show the speed difference between new tires and tires that are 57 laps old. When we were talking about Mike York earlier, so it looks like 69 is going to try to whoa up and slow up. Nope, he's not going to come on down pit road. It was just the speed difference. Or he might not. He might have seen that car just ahead of him going down pit road really, really slow, and he had more speed or more pace than that and wanted a clean entry. Can't blame the man if that was the case. Getting closer and closer to 60 laps, and then at 75, we will be halfway again here with the Shake and Bake Cup Series live from Nashville. I am Repeat. Definitely glad all of y'all are here with us. And yeah, there is Holzer trying to whoa it up, slow it up. Saw him get a little squirrely getting off the track, going from a concrete track down to asphalt. That is also going to bring Brendan Book, Matt O'Brien, and more company down pit road to do exactly what Holzer's doing. If I'm Book or O'Brien or any of those guys, I probably would have come down a lap or 2 before the 69 to try and make up some time on Holzer. Rowdy out there in chat, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for coming out. Definitely appreciate it. Always glad to see my old N&R brethren come on out and just pay a visit. Good to see you, Justin. All right, so with all that happening, Jose Ruiz has been able to not stop as of yet. Working lap number 60. Jose still out there doing his thing. You see the leaders that came in, they were third and fourth, now sitting right in front of the 23. So they haven't officially lost a lap, but this 23 still has to come on down pit road for his tires and fuel. And he's got a good pack behind him. You see the 77 of Dohar as well as that 36. Let's see if we can't actually catch up with that 77. You know, Dohar, he's a fuel-saving machine as the 36 and 17 go flying on by. They didn't stop that time. Going down the backstretch here at Nashville. Let's see if the top two come in this time. Yep, Jose, nope, not able to do it. It's just a difference in speed between those that have taken tires and those that haven't. It looked really, really slow. That last lap, the number 20 Cloud9 machine of Matt O'Brien, your current points leader, actually ran the fastest lap of the race so far, the 30.34. So the man knows that he's got Ford fresh rubber and able to get up and get going. Getting back up there with Jose. There he is, trying to get on the binders, not slide through, and it looks like he's going to have a very clean entry going into pit road, and that will hand the lead over to the one and only driver of the 77, Tyler Dohar. The 50 of John Honeycutt able to get underneath him. There goes the 54 as well. A few others going to make some time. Now this is lap 63. Halfway would be lap 75. As good of a fuel saver Tyler Dohar is, he's not going to be able to save 12 more laps. So he will have to come down pit road. But so far, once he does come down pit road, that will hand the lead back over to James Holzer, and Tyler Dohar will have fallen back just a bit. Again, I don't believe Dohar's got 11 more laps in his tank. Let's actually jump on board with Dohar and find out just how much he's clutching that 77, as it looks like the 25 of Ryan Crook's going to go on by. Let's jump on board with Dohar now. Here's the motor running. Yep, coming down pit road. Looks like it's going to be a clean entry for the 77. Down to pit road speed, about 2,500 RPM. And, if we get a caution, Tyler might be sitting in the catbird seat, depending on what he's able to save. Now, catching back up with our leader, James Holzer, once he passes Tyler Dohar in his pit, 69 now with a good 1.78 seconds back to the 68 Avril Lavigne car for Tom Harmon, Matt O'Brien, Brendan Book, and Nate Mon. So Nate Mon new inside the top 5, up 8 spots. It looks like Caleb Pertko, who was in the top 5 for the entirety of the first fuel run, now sitting back in P number 9. Well, Rowdy, I definitely wish you luck in your playoffs. I believe you're running over there in area, if I'm not mistaken. I've been trying to keep up with all y'all as best as I could. I definitely wish you a lot of luck, sir. I know you'll get out there and get it. I see Smitty's tweets every now and then, as well as Coey talking about it and a few others. But yeah, man, I definitely wish you a whole lot of luck. All right, so 1.7 back from Holzer is Tom Harmon, Matt O'Brien, Brendan Book, Nate Mon. I just mentioned them in the top 5. Jordan McGraw able to displace John Honeycutt right behind him in that number 50 Melody Woodworks car. And then Eliza Bethal in this number 64. She's up 1 spot since qualifying, so she started P10. Right now, P9. Micah Allard up 12 spots just behind her. Jordan McGraw up 15 and is now tied for the most spots gained since the race began, with Hunter Johnson just a little bit further back here in his number 32 Jordan Toyota Camry. You see that one of Brody Paliker, that Hennessy machine, almost get a little squirrely with Andrew Sanford, but able to complete the pass. No contact, no foul. Coming to start lap 70. So 5 more laps. We will be halfway. And again, guys and gals, this has been all caution free. Definitely want to thank just about 15 of you out there in chat. Guys, put it out. Who do you think will win it tonight? Do you think Holzer is going to be able to go on up and take another one? Or do you think Harmon, being the fastest in practice, is going to have something for him a little bit later on in the race? Harmon did make up a lot of spots in that very first fuel run, so we'll have to see as the race goes on. Holzer did pull away from Book and Harmon and all those guys a little bit later on in the initial run, showing that he was able to save his tires quite a bit more. Matt O'Brien also still continuing to run inside the top 5. If you missed the points earlier, I'll actually go ahead and bring those up one more time just to kind of remind you where your top 5 are. Matt O'Brien in that number 20 Cloud9 machine, 30 points ahead of James Holzer. Holzer right now leading, so he's going to cut into that lead. Brendan Book, P number 3, Ryan Crooks, and Tom Flitcroft, your top 5 in points. Back to the race. Again, you see everybody up there on their track map, and you also see with the running order on the left-hand side on that scoring pylon, seeing where everybody is. Looks like now just about everybody from 26th on back, except for maybe 1 or 2, have fallen 1 lap down. So Holzer, Harmon, Book, and all those guys have really set one hell of a pace for this race tonight. Starting lap number 73, and it's all Holzer in the lead. Talking about Dohar, went on back, picked him up right quick for Rowdy, and able to work around Mike York and Jose Ruiz. Byron Jones a little bit further back, up 14 spots right now, sitting in P21 in his Patriot Esports number 3. There is Mike York just ahead of him, and I believe again that these guys are 1 lap down. I'll double check as the scoring pylon just a little quirky right now. Lap 75, so halfway right now. All right, I'm going to guess that the scoring pylon is being a little quirky because I just was going to switch over to Holzer, and unfortunately he's blinking out just a little bit, and it caused the pylon to go awry, but still looks like there's still some people out of place. SDK throwing a little bit of a fit right now, as you see the 32 and the 4 pull up to Eliza's inside and able to complete the pass. Going down the backstretch. Again, lap 77 has now started, so we are officially half past way in this Shake and Bake Cup Series race from Nashville, again sponsored by RockStraps.com. If you try RockStraps once, you'll never use a bungee or strap your gear down again. Those flat luggage straps will tie down your belongings more securely, handle bigger loads, they're adjustable, and they won't damage or scratch your belongings. Your gear won't slip out from underneath, and they're safer. Yeah, they're that good. Absolutely. Just saw Brendan Book up here. I'm not quite sure what that was about. I got a little bit of notification that he was having an issue. Obviously not so much still doing his thing in that number 42 Target Camaro, still sitting P4. Caleb Perko was able to move himself back into P5. So again, our pole sitter showing that he can run with the big boys, even though he's several seconds back from Holzer, a good 7+ back from Holzer. He can still get up there and compete at the highest level. Tom Harmon still P number 2, a good 1.4 seconds back from Holzer, so he's made up 3/10 in the last 10 laps or so. So Harmon, he was very, very fast and very consistent earlier on, showing that he can do it yet again and try to get back up there. This race is far from over. All these guys have one more pit stop to make if they can get to at least a lap 100. We saw a few cars go to lap 55 before coming on down pit road earlier, including the 77 of Dohar. He went even further, but I think he might have lost a little bit too much time. Rowdy was talking about Dohar just a moment ago. Dohar right now sitting back in P16 and 6 spots back from where he originally qualified. But how about Brian Pizzichemi right now in this number, I lost him, number 28. He's up 15 spots from where he qualified, sitting P19, and also still on the lead lap, 23 seconds plus behind James Holzer. Big thank you to everybody that's out there in the in EMGG land. I know they've got a watch party just about every single week. So guys and gals over there, thank you very much for tuning in. Absolutely appreciate it. Right now, your two cars doing pretty well. James Holzer continues to lead. Tom Harmon kind of nipping into his lead just a little bit. As you can see, I said he was 1.4 behind, now 1.3 behind. And Ryan Crooks a little bit further back here as the scoring pylon still giving me just a little bit of a fit right now in this number 25, sitting P8. So both EMGG cars inside the top 10. Crooks trying to get up there and work with it. He's a man that, as Zim said and picked up on very, very early, he's a guy that will slowly and surely work his way up. He doesn't have or show to have the raw speed that Holzer has right off the bat. And yeah, Crooks, he's doing his thing. Crooks is up 3 spots, so he qualified in P11 and now sitting P number 8, doing pretty well. I'll actually take a little bit of a trip around this car, check, see if he's got any damage that he's having to contend with, or if he's just got that clean machine and just biding his time. Let's start off with his left front. Nothing there. You see the 25 along the side, and of course going down the left rear, EMGG with that glitch code on the bottom. And if I remember correctly, you put in code EMGG at glitch.com and you get 30% off, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, I guess I'm wrong. But let's take a look at that right front. There is that number 25. No damage there whatsoever. And on the right rear, all the same story. So second verse, same as the first. Looking like he's pretty good. And from the side, no contact from any other cars there. Back's looking pretty good. And yeah, so this 25 for Ryan Crooks looks pretty healthy. Lap down car number 19 Giving that 68 just a little bit of bumper music coming off that coming off that last corner, and still continues to stalk him. A little bit more contact between the two. I'm not sure if there was an issue between these guys earlier or not, but that 19 absolutely crowding that 68. 19 again, that's going to be Bryant Huntley Jr. as 68 able to get a little bit more momentum up and off the corner. So, yeah, the vehicle for Tom Harmon, he's not going to like that much. He was 1.3 seconds up to Holzer. Now he's 2.7 with just that contact from the 19. Very, very unfortunate. That might be something that they'll have a conversation about just a little bit later on in the race. There you see the number 25 for Ryan Crooks going down pit road on lap number 91. So he will if he's not able to go the same distance as everybody else, he'll even have to pit one more time unless he plans on saving that last run. That last run would be 59 laps. Tyler Dohar went 55, maybe 57 laps on his first stint. I don't know if he can do it. If Ryan Crooks' plan is to save a lot of fuel, he'll have to start it at the very beginning, but that could also be him giving up a lot of time as the race goes on. We'll have to see. When he just went down pit road, he pit from P number 9, which has now been taken over by the 85 of Brad Herman, up 11 spots from where he started. And I tell you what, this 32 of Hunter Johnson continues to make strides and get up to the front as quickly as possible. Up 23 spots on an all-green race. That is absolutely amazing. That's now 24 spots as he continues to roll along. This man is fast. To pick up the cars and set them down on an all-green track, no yellows, the man is doing a phenomenal job. Normally on Tuesday nights with SRN, they have a hard charger award. The person that's made up the most amount of spots during a race. So far, Hunter Johnson would be that hard charger, and he's the man's on a mission. All right, so there is Tom Harmon again, 2.8 seconds behind Holzer. Matt O'Brien still there, P3. Brendan Book. Micah Allard has displaced Caleb Pertko in P number 5, up 17 spots since the race started. So there's a lot of guys that started a little bit further back in the field and have made up a lot of time. I mean, you look at the track map on the top right-hand side, and there are a lot of cars all over this track. I mean, we started tonight's race with 39 cars on track. Francis Hamilton looks like he is out of the race. Robert Newman, he is actually still out there in that number 33. I was going to double check Francis Hamilton one more time. Yeah, he is. He's actually out of the race. So this 33, as he's almost looked like he's going to try to knock the wall down. He is the 38th running car right now, and that means only one car has retired, and that was the 48 Chevy for Francis Hamilton, now sitting P39. All right, so looks like more people possibly coming on down pit road. Let's try to catch up with them. Nope, it's just it's again just the tool having a little bit of a fit, and hopefully this doesn't carry over for the rest of the week because it's it's gonna be a busy week here. Tonight, obviously, these Cup cars here in Nashville. On Thursday night, the Shake and Bake Indy Series will be back oval racing at Iowa after a very, very productive race at Watkins Glen last week, and then, of course, the week before for the Indy Series at Michigan at 220 plus miles per hour. That was a bad, fast race. Wish I was there for it, but again, Eliza Bethel and Kurt Swatsworth, old KS Gaming 51, did an amazing job. All right, so Holzer continues to lead. He's picking up even more cars and putting them a lap down. I believe the 5 car of Mike York was his most recent victim, sitting back here in P24. So everybody from P23 on up is still on the lead lap. The last car on the lead lap right now is this number 31 for Jimmy Cocker. And you know what? I take that back, just as you see that 69 go flashing on by. So Jimmy Cocker now the last car on the lead lap. And now Holzer has his eyes set on the number 30, as it looks like Ryan McCall trying to hold on in his Shaboom Camaro. Holzer has a line down low. McCall's going to give him plenty of room, side by side down the backstretch. Holzer's going to go ahead and throw it into the corner. If I was the 30, I'd really try to duck or tuck right in as close as I could to see if Holzer can maybe give me a couple of pointers on what he's doing into the corners. You know, obviously most people are downshifting. Nobody's really just coasting anymore. That way they've got max RPM to pull their car up and off the corner and carry a whole lot of speed. You know, for the first half of the fuel run, they've really got to watch their grip. So we heard them babying the throttle earlier. Not so much right now. They might be fighting just a little bit of tightness. Looseness has gone away, and they're really able to give it more gas coming up off the corners. So the 30 has fallen a lap down, and it looks like Jordan McGraw and his number 34 Sega machine, the 11 of Jacob Kerr and others, have come down pit road, working lap 102. So from here on out, they should be able to make it the rest of the way. Going to catch back up here, checking in with Tom Harmon, Matt O'Brien, Brendan Book, and Micah Allard. Looks like our top 5 have yet to come down pit road. Tyler Dohar, he's also staying out there. It looks like it was just Jordan McGraw and Jacob Kerr out of the top 15, I believe, have come down pit road for their final stop. Now, if you're the 77 here of Tyler Dohar, you know you can go 55 plus laps. All right, you don't need to now. You can come down pit road, grab 4 brand new Eagle Fuel Goods, take just whatever fuel you need to go the rest of the way, and you know you're going to be good for the rest. Or do you just want the best rubber for the last 46 laps, give or take, depending on where you are on track? If I'm Dohar, I know I've got a fast car. I can get up there and compete. I just need the track position. I'd come down earlier than the rest, take those tires, make up some time on those that are still out, and see how the chips fall. Checking in on my buddy Byron Jones in this number 3 Patriot Esports U.S. Air Force Camaro. Looking pretty good. Byron Jones up 20 spots from where he qualified. In fact, he has now, aside from Hunter Johnson, picked up the second most amount of spots, now 21 spots, as you see him get on by the number 81 Chubby's Ford Mustang for John Osborne. So great run by Byron Jones so far inside the top 15. Last time he came down pit road was on lap 59. So another one of those guys that was able to save a bit. And if I'm him and I know I can make it from here, come on down pit road, grab the fuel that you need, grab your tires, come on out, make up some time on your closest competition, and maybe even get a top 10, depending on how it all works out. They do have to be aggressive coming down pit road, but at the same time, they've got to be a bit careful that they don't get any kind of a speeding penalty. So you got to get to your box as fast as you can, park right underneath that pit board, and then get max speed coming out without speeding. So good job by Byron Jones. Also good job by John Osborne, up 11 spots. And then Brian Pizzakemi behind these guys in his number 28, up 18 spots. So a lot of movers and shakers here. Let's see if we can't actually catch up with Eliza Bethal now as she goes on by the number 30 Shaboom machine. Eliza right now sitting in P number 25. I believe she is one of the first cars one lap down. As you see the scoring pylon on the left-hand side, a whole lot of jumping around. Eliza's actually 2 laps down. The first car 1 lap down, sitting right about P20 or somewhere right around there, if I'm not mistaken. Back up front, looks like Thomas Harmon has inherited the lead as a couple of the other leaders have come down pit road, and here he comes for his final stop. You didn't see him lock up the tires, nothing like that. Able to control his entire entry. Now just staying on. Let's actually jump on board with him. You see him running just about 4,000 RPM in second gear. First gear would be just a little bit higher, pulling right underneath this pit board. You'll see the right side of the car go up first. There it goes. You'll see the right side drop just like that. Left side's gonna come up. At this time, 4 brand new tires have been placed on top of, or on this number 68. He's full of fuel for the last run. Max speed coming off pit road, 67 RPM, getting up to speed. You want to really watch the grass on both sides. You don't want, any kind of a looseness issue to take you away from a great run. Now back to full throttle, getting up through the gears, sitting in 4th gear right now, 5th gear, going into turn number 3 and 4, and he'll have to baby that throttle all the way through now. So great entry, great pit execution for that number 68. And while all that has happened, the number 20 for Matt O'Brien, your current series points leader, by 30 points over James Holzer. He's still out there on track. Last time he pit was on lap number 58, so he's going to have to come in sometime soon. He's just probably waiting for a caution to fly, so maybe he can make up some track position. Even if the caution flew right now, Holzer had such a lead, I don't believe that he went a lap down. In fact, Holzer right now is sitting in P number 7, as you see right there on the scoring pylon behind Jose Ruiz. So those yet to pit is going to be O'Brien, Book, Hertko, Dohar, Falliker, and Ruiz. Once this all cycles back through, Holzer will be your leader one more time, barring any cautions. Last time Brendan Book pit was on lap 58 in his number 42 Camaro. So something must have happened where he fell back just a little bit, because you just saw the 68 in front of him. So I think he's going to be coming down here pretty soon, getting on by the number 5 of Mike York. And you also see the 54 DeWalt car as well. All right, Matt O'Brien on on pit road in his number 20 Cloud 9 machine. So right now it looks like he's actually still sitting in P number 7. We'll have to see how far back he falls. P9, the jack has dropped, so coming off pit road to get up and get going through the gears. I imagine just like the 68 car, he'll be in 5th gear by the time he gets to turns 3 and 4. There goes Allard, as well as the number 30, and Holzer has also already passed him. So the only other one that has yet to pit is this 42. He's the last one. Tyler Dohar, last time he pit was on lap 64. Jose Ruiz sitting P number 4. Last time he pit was 63. Brody Falliker pit on 58. 91 for Ryan Crooks. 59 for Mike York. 58 for Brian Huntley. Everybody else pit within, after lap 100. It's going to be really, really interesting to see where Ryan Crooks in his number 25 sits when it's all said and done. Is he saving? Is he going to be able to get to lap 150 after pitting on lap 91? That's going to be a whole lot of saving. I'm kind of curious why he had... Oh, yellow's out. The yellow flag is flown. This is going to shake it all up. So far, I haven't got an indication as to what that was. Oh, nope, maybe Brody Falliker. Let's see if we can't go back, find out what happened with him. All right, he's already on pit road. Let's go ahead and rewind it from here. No, looks like he's got a pretty clean car. Not quite sure what that was all about. I really don't know the reason for this caution. It didn't tell me anybody that had an issue. Kind of curious though. All right, so there is Holzer, Dohar, Jose Ruiz, and Thomas Harmon all coming down pit road, which if we go back green flag and stay green flag, that should be it. Let's see if we can't find out. I think SDK or the tool is having a little bit of an issue. I think this might have had something to do with Tyler Myers. Let's go back. Nope. All right, so the tool's lying to me. All right, it is what it is. All right, so Holzer able to keep the lead, I believe, off of pit roads. We'll see how it all shakes out once he gets back to the line. But it's still showing Holzer, Dohar, Ruiz, Harmon, and McGraw. How about Ruiz? Up 9 spots from where he qualified, up inside the top 5. I talked in pre-race a little bit about him and how consistent he is. Now up there with Dohar, Holzer, Harmon, and McGraw. And how about McGraw up 16 spots? Or Brad Herman up 13 spots? Mike York up 10 spots? I mean, yeah, it's that's pretty good driving for a lot of these guys. All right, so I know right off the bat I'm not going to be able to get a hold of Holzer. How about we dial up Ryan Crooks? Let's see if we can't get a hold of him right quick. Ryan Crooks, driver of this number 25 EMGG glitch machine. Ryan, you got a copy on us?
I got you, man.
Well, Ryan, you came down pit road. I'm kind of glad that this caution flew because I really wanted to pick your brain, but you came down to pit road on lap number 91. Were you going to be able to go 59 laps on 1 tank of fuel to stretch it out and be there at the end, or were you going to have to pit again?
First run, I made it 60 laps and still had about 2 laps to go. I wasn't shifting down into 4th. So I think that might have had a little bit to do with it. But, yeah, I mean, I was going to be good but I mean, I was going to be good. It was going to be close, maybe 1 lap, but the caution came out, kind of worked for us. We've been running like 9th to 10th all day, so now we're going to restart 7th. We've got fresh tires, so we'll see what happens. It's going to be fun.
Well, your teammate, he's in competition for leading the most laps with Brendan Book tonight. Can you get up there with him?
Yeah, I definitely think we can. We're about to see here. Hope he gets the most laps led. I just hope he doesn't lead the last one, and I hope I lead the last one.
All right, buddy. I'll get you back with your team. Good luck. Go get him.
Thanks, Pete.
You got it. All right, that was driver of the number 25, Ryan Crooks. I was curious about his pitch strategy, and he just explained it all for us. So no need to pick his brain any longer. You see Barney there, just waiting for the field. They're going into and off of turns 3 and 4. There you see them all racked and stacked back up at the far distance. Pace car's gonna go ahead and I believe, gonna go ahead and make that left turn. You're gonna see all these cars come flashing on by, and we're gonna get back racing right now.
Green.
Green flag is back out here at Nashville Super Speedway, and I'm glad everybody's here. Saw a couple in the back really spin their tires. Just a product of this concrete track. But Holzer able to hold on. Jose Ruiz now up to P number 2, going to pull right ahead of Dohar and also ahead of Tom Harmon. So how about Jose? Caution, number 2 flies. Boy, these usually when we get to about this part, and if we see that one caution, you know the intensity is ramped up. Everybody's being super aggressive because they know they've got to try to get what they can right from the restarts. And yeah, a little bit further in the back, we saw some people spin their tires. Either a first gear restart on this concrete surface, or what happened, not 100% sure. But this is a very, very interesting mix inside this top 5. So you got Holzer, no surprise, inside the top 5, he always is. Jose Ruiz, very, very consistent, up 10 spots in his number 23 Toyota. Tyler Dohar, he's able to rattle off a top 3 in this series, and here he is right now, sitting P3. Tom Harmon able to grab a win in his Avril Lavigne machine, sitting P4, and Brad Herman up 14 spots, a newcomer to Shake and Bake. Talked to him last night during a couple of A-fixed races, and he was interested in running as he's trying to run for a championship in his Tuesday through Thursday league over with SRN. And right now having a pretty good run. And then Ryan Crooks right behind him in his number 25. Micah Allard up 15 spots in his Chevrolet. And then Matt O'Brien right now sitting P number 8 right where he started. So he's actually lost a few spots. Mike York sitting P number 8. I'm sorry, P9 rather, in his Chevrolet. And to round out the top 10, there is Nate Mon back there in his Double Deuce, the old Sundrop number 22. So the lights atop the pace car are still on. Let's see if we can actually find Jose Ruiz and maybe have a quick word with him. Usually we can find him down in the Patriot Esports channel. Tonight, not so much. Let's see. There he is. He's down in Team FTR. Let's see if we can't get a quick word. Jose Ruiz, it's Pete up in the booth, buddy. You got a quick copy with us.
Yo, what's up?
How are you, Jose?
Hey, pretty good.
Well, right now you're sitting right outside from Holzer. He's just about led most laps, able to gain 10 spots overall on the night so far. Can you get ahead and maybe grab your first W here tonight, bud?
Yeah, we're gonna try. I think it's the first time I started on the front row with these new rules, so hopefully I don't jump it and screw myself over. But well, I mean, we're gonna try. I don't know how many cars are on the lead lap, but I think the a couple of us have the freshest tires. But we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, as always, buddy, I definitely root for you, pull for you every chance I can. I'm trying to find Team FTR to go ahead and get you back. That way you can get prepared for this restart. Don't spin them. Go get them.
All right, man.
All right. Again, that was driver of the number 23, Jose Ruiz. He's going to try to do what he can with the one and only James Holzer. I've known this guy for years, going back to the console days. It'll be a big party for a lot of the old NNR guys. You saw Rowdy out there in chat. You saw he was pulling for Dohar. Rowdy was part of NNR. A lot of these guys at one time or another were. And they all made the move over to iRacing when the console racing was less than par, and doing a phenomenal job here on the sim. Lights atop the pace car are out, coming off turns 1 and 2, heading down the backstretch. 69, you don't see him rocking back and forth, not worried about the heat in his tires whatsoever. 23 to his outside, Dohar, 68, and then the 85 of Brad Herman. Again, Ryan Crooks, he'll start on the outside line, third row back up high. 61 of Allard, and then the 20 for Matt O'Brien. Mike York in that number 5, and then that double deuce again for Nate Mon. Jordan McGraw rounds out your top 10. Pace car is going to go ahead and pull off. It'll be the 69's turn to go ahead and set the race back to green. Here we go. He actually went on the green. He went on the flag, man. So looks like 23 is going to lose 1 spot, and caution number 3 is going to fly. And I do apologize, guys, gals out there in chat. You've seen the scoring pylon dancing around just a little bit. I am not actually getting what the caution is for, unfortunately. So a little bit of an issue with the streaming tool, but we should hopefully have it back next week. All right. Oh, let's see. So we talked to Ryan Crooks. We talked to Jose Ruiz. I don't believe we can get a hold of Dohar. Usually him and a few others set in a different party elsewhere. Maybe Brad Herman. Brad Herman there with Ions Motorsports. All right, so yeah, let's switch on over to Brad Herman in this number 85 machine. And let's go ahead and bring him to the booth. Brad Herman, driver of this number 85 Ion Motorsports TJ's team, Chevy Camaro. Brad, it's repeat up in the booth, buddy. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brad, you are up 15 spots, man. So you've had a lot of speed in this number 85, working your way up through the field. The entire first green flag run. First fuel run was all green flag, and you made up a majority of your spots there. Here you find yourself P4, same kinds of tires as everybody else. Well, no, I take that back. The top three all came in on lap 118. You came in on lap 110. Do you think those extra 8 laps are going to be big for you? Or do you think that they're going to hinder you? I would imagine there might be a little bit of a pro and con to it, because while their tires are still loose, you might have a little bit more grip in yours.
Yeah, I definitely think their tires are going to be a lot more of an advantage if we get some green flag laps in here. Only person I feel like I'm concerned about is Holzer. I know he's quick everywhere he goes, so hopefully I can get up to the front and try to deal with him. But for right now, we got to get by the rest of them.
Well, Brad, as always, man, I root for you everywhere we go. I'm sure I'll probably pick you tomorrow night over on SRN in their Cup Series. Good luck, sir. Go get them. Hey, if you can't get up there to Holzer, Dohar, or whichever, hey, try for that first podium, and welcome to SNB.
All right, thanks, Pete. Love you.
You're so sweet. Giving me a cavity. That's about as old as I am. But anyway, yeah, man, go get them.
All right, thanks.
Trying to make me blush. All right, let's move him back to his Ion Motorsports team so he can catch back up and keep going. Oh, man. These guys. I tell you, back in the day, I loved all of my NNR community. They were a phenomenal group to race with. And, yeah, I still do. He knows it. All right, let's go ahead and pull that aside. Go ahead and widen this back out one more time. So again, 69, 77, 23, 85, and that 68. It's going to be an interesting restart once that pace car turns off the lights and makes that left turn down pit road. Now, Holzer waited to go until the actual green flag flew. We'll have to see if this time he goes right when the pace car hits the commitment line going down pit road, or if he waits for Barney to wave the green flag. 20 laps remaining here in the SMB Cup Series race, live from Nashville. Again, I am Repeat. Glad all of you are out there. It's always a pleasure to call these races on Monday nights, and then again on Thursday nights with the one and only Eliza Bethel, or Frozen Toes as most people know her, over on Traction GG right around 8:25 or 8:15 Eastern Thursday night. All right, all you EMGG guys out there, you have Holzer completing this, or do you think somebody's going to be able to get on up here and take it from him? We've seen 77 of Dohar in fuel-saving mode most of the night. We know he's got a bad, fast, elite Camaro. Jose Ruiz, he's been able to battle up there. So is the 85. He's passed quite a few cars. The 68 was fastest in practice, now sitting P5. And Allard also up 16 spots since qualifying. Will one of these guys get it, or will they get racy, cause a caution, and somebody else get it? We're about to find out. Going back green in just a moment. Green flag back in the air. 69 stomps on the gas. 77 right there with him. Jose Ruiz looks like he's going to have a good spot on the bottom. He should be able to throw it in. 85 is going to come on down and slam the door on that 68. High 85 is going to get turned just a bit. Can he save it? No, he can't. He's going to come back up mid-pack. Oh, horrible. Hate it for the 85. Oh, that hurt. Let's go ahead and play that back from his chase cam. He's gonna hate talking to me now. Just after I talked to him, asked him if he's gonna be able to get up there. Yeah, that was bad. Well, let's go ahead and actually, I'm kind of glad we're at this view. Let's go back. Let's rewind that. All right, so we'll start it from right here. We'll stop it, and we'll start it. Knowing what you know already, do you think the 68 could have lifted? Or do you think it's go time, no lifting, and the 85 kind of, by coming down and slamming the door, got what he got? Let's go. Inquiring minds want to know. I know Brad would like that back. And you definitely see that right front. It popped off for a moment and got reattached again. That was something within the damage model. And let's actually take a look at his right front for him. All right, so looks like the shot he took wasn't all that bad, and he's going to be able to come on down pit road. No fast repairs in this series, only on Thursday night, so definitely hate it for Brad. Let's go ahead and bring it back live. Yeah, he's going to come on down pit road. I'm sure he's probably got the meatball flag, which is the flag that actually makes you come down pit road. Very, very unfortunate for Brad Herman. All right, so now Micah Allard is in the third spot. Actually, James Holzer is going to be available to chat. Let's see if we can't get a word in with old James. He's down there in C Motorsports. Mr. Holzer, it is repeat up in the booth. Good to actually be able to have a word with you. How you doing in that number 69 Camaro tonight, sir?
Hey, absolutely, we're doing good. Just kind of getting antsy here with all these caution laps. The first 120 laps of this race was really good. Liked how the strategy was playing out. Just got to survive on these late run restarts and keep the fresh air. It's not really going to be about saving tires at this point with less than 15 to go. So about keeping the clean air and doing what we can.
Well, you know how Dohar is with his racing. Usually he's fuel save mode. Now he's up there. He's to your outside. You know he's normally got a lot of speed as well. You got the 23 Jose Ruiz and Micah Allard going to be your top four. And then our current points leader, Matt O'Brien, sitting in the top five. This caution was caused by the 85 coming on down just in front of the 68. I think he slammed the door. I was kind of questioning back and forth whether the 68 could have lifted for a moment. But do you feel that it's go time, or do you think that might have been a little early for something like that, just knowing what I've told you versus going back to rewatch it?
I was watching it as 100% go time. There's nothing really to hold back at this point. It's going to be about pushing as hard as you can, like I said, keeping the clean air. Tyler had great strategy, ran that long on the first run, and I was able to keep him out, and was able to come out second, and keeping that track position in the fresh air just makes you that much faster. So it's gonna be a challenge holding these guys off. I know Mike is really good at this track, and he's really made a hard charge up through the field. So I think he's the one I really got to watch out for. If he can get to the bottom and he can get to P2, I'm gonna have to watch out for him.
Well, yeah, Micah right now is up 18 spots from where he qualified. But Holzer, you go ahead, you go get him. I'll be looking to talk to you a little bit later on, maybe even if you don't. If something should happen, not cursing you, but we'll see what happens here in these last. I talked to Brad Herman just before that just happened with him, so I will let you go on that note. I will let you go.
Evil.
I'll let you go on that note. I'll talk to you later.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Bye, buddy. All right, well, driver of the 69, old Jim Holzer. Man, the guy's a lot of fun to talk to. He's bad fast. Hell of a personality. Any way you cut it, you start to see the 23 really filling up his rear view. He knows me all too well. Filling up the rear view. Have to see how this all shakes out. Again, you see the flag man got the green flag in his hand. Pace cars coming on down pit road. Where will Holzer go?
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag back out. Definitely didn't spin him. No real issues seeing going through the field as they pass on by. Let's catch back up again. Allard able to secure a spot right in front of the 61. And it looks like they're going to be side by side. But Jose Ruiz able to secure a P2 spot so far for himself. But he's got the 20 coming up the inside of the 77. He might be able to see what he can do with him. O'Brien and Dohar side by side, 68 to the outside, 61 down low. There is that 25. He's going to take the bottom side. They're 3 wide for P2. Oh, a little bit of contact between the 77 and the 20. Well, I thought for a moment they might have thought about making it 4 wide. 61 of Allard absolutely backed that off, so that wasn't the case. There is the 20 and 77 now. 61-23. They are side by side, at least 5 rows deep. You see Mike York bouncing off the back end of the 68. Still side by side, 3 rows deep. Everybody looking to try to catch up to that 69. 12 laps remaining. Dohar threw it in a little hot. 20 able to back up his corner and get a good run. Allard giving a little bit of a shove going into turns 3 and 4. 77 going to try to catch a little bit of momentum on the high side. Is he good, or is he going to be too loose to complete it? Looks like he might have been a little too loose, or maybe even a little too tight. The last time Dohar was on pit road was lap 118, so he should be good to go. How about Ryan Crooks throwing that number 25 inside the inside of the 61, and going to maybe think about taking it 3 wide. Nope, Allard backs off, pulls back right back behind the 77. 25 of Crooks gives the 20 just a little bit of a shot. Again, Dohar throws it in, not able to take the position. Now he's got the 25 to his inside. Dohar back to P number 4. Let's see what this 25 is capable of. Up 8 spots now, sitting in P number 3. 68 right behind. 77 up high. Crooks P3. While all this is going on, there is that number 69 with a 1 second gap over Matt O'Brien. So Matt, he restarted in P number 8, now sitting P number 2. The man is on fire, up 30 as far as points went before tonight's race started. Holzer will absolutely cut a little bit off of that. I don't believe the 20 has led a lap. Or unless he did during green flag stops, that's very, very possible. In fact, I think I do remember him staying out. So we'll have to see what this 25 is capable of doing with this Cloud9 number 20. But you also start to see this number 68 really creep in. But how about this? Matt O'Brien just ran the fastest lap of the race with 7 laps to go at a 130.31. I'm sorry, 130.34. So I'm sorry, 30.34. And man, doing a great job. 30.34. Right behind him was Ryan Crooks. So these two nose to tail. Crooks getting a little bit of a sniff of draft and able to keep right there with him. 7 laps remaining and just under a second to go. Will they have enough time to do anything with Holzer? Just bouncing right about that 1 second. We're staying green flag racing. 7 laps remaining. 68 trying to catch up. Tyler Dohar rounding out the top 5 behind that 68. Look at these battles a little bit further behind. 61-51, 32-34, and then you got the 23 of Jose Ruiz. Ruiz is out there. He last also pit on lap 118. Matt O'Brien right now has the freshest tires inside the top 5 by 1 lap. But Caleb Perko, he pit on lap 123. He's got fresher tires than all of these guys. He's in that 51 on the outside of the 32, but really unable to make up any ground. I don't know if the 32 is just kind of washing him up track, so he's really got to just steer that car off, or what's happening, but you would imagine he'd have a little bit more grip than what he has. Almost made contact with the back end of that 32. Let's go back up, though, to our battle for P number 2. 25 and 20, side by side. And with them going back side by side, they have fallen off about a good, a little bit more than a half a second. Holzer had a 0.9 second advantage, now down to, now increased that to a 1.6 second. 25, he's trying to stay strong, getting back in the throttle. Can he complete the slide job? Power move. Ryan Crooks able to clear the 20 to take over sole possession of P number 2. 68's going to try to cut him. Oh, that would have been bad. We saw what happened between the 68 and the 85, and I'm not putting any blame on the 68. So, Tom Harmon, when you go back and you watch this later, I'm just questioning the timing, but man, it like Holzer said, it was go time. Good three-wide battle. Something must have happened with the 20. He's fallen back just a little bit. 68 of Tom Harmon has been able to move up, but Ryan Crooks, the guy that we were talking about earlier, always there closer to the end. Slow and steady wins the race. The old tortoise and the hare story. Right now sitting in P number 2. 3 laps now, 2 laps remaining. Several weeks back, Holzer and Crooks, they completed a race 1-2. Can this be the second of the season where they get that done? Yes, no, maybe so. 68 right now. Looks like he got a little tight on exit right there. 32 of Hunter Johnson, up 28 spots on the race. He says it's go time as well. Can he get up and pass the 68? Will the 68 give him room? You see the 61 of Allard also have a little bit of an issue there. White flag. Catching up with the 69. He's was able to get on by the 19. He's got pretty easy sailing for the rest of the race. The main battle right here between the 25 and the 68 looks like that might be settled unless the 68 can really power off turns 3 3 and 4. No such luck. Holzer wins again. Crooks P2. Tom Harmon P number 3. Ryan Crooks comes up to congratulate his EMGD teammate. Almost put him in the wall. But yeah, great job. ROK NASCAR out there in chat, giving a big congratulations to the one and only Big John from back in console, James Holzer. Holzer going to go ahead and try to burn him down with a partial Alan Kulwicki Polish victory lap. Definitely very, very well known. Let's go ahead and pull up your overall results while Holzer goes ahead and completes his lap. There's your results. Let me go ahead and back that up for us. All right, so Holzer, Crooks, Harmon. That's going to be your top 3. Those will be the people that we'll talk to in the booth in just a moment. Johnson, Allard, Pertko, McGraw, Herman. Great start. Great welcoming to Shake and Bake for him. Matt O'Brien, Nate Mons going to be your top 10. Back to P18 is going to be Tyler Dohar, Jose Ruiz, Brody Falliker, Tom Flitcroft, Eliza Bethal. Great recovery for her. She was 25th the last time I saw her. So good recovery, Eliza. Michael DeWalt, John Honeycutt, 17th, and Mike York back to P18. And we're going to go ahead and cut it down, or do it again. He's just going to let her blow. All right, while he continues that, we're going to go ahead and bring our top three into the booth. So we'll look for Mr. Crooks and Mr. Harmon here. I see Crooks already. We'll go ahead and bring him on up to the booth right now. And then we will go ahead and find Mr. Harmon as well, and welcome him to another great race, another great top three.
You got me, Pete.
I got you. Give me. Okay, there you are, Mr. Harmon. All right. Holtzer's still out there on the start stripe, absolutely burning him down. I'm really surprised that his motor has not expired yet. There it goes. Let it pop. All right. Let's go ahead and bring up your results one more time so everybody can see what they were. And you can find your favorite driver. All right. So we'll let James Holzer work his way into the booth here in just a moment. But yeah, Tom, man, great comeback after some contact with that 85 on that second, I think it was the second to last or the last caution. He came down, slammed the door, a little bit of contact between your front bumper and his back bumper. And I was wondering to myself on stream, was that a it's time to go moment? Or was there a little bit of, hey, man, you shouldn't have cut me off like that. We'll see you next week kind of a bump. But either way, man, congratulations on this top three. I'll pull up the points for everybody on stream one more time. Right now, you're sitting in sixth. You're 44 points behind Tom Flitcroft. This is going to help you. He's definitely fallen back behind. Ryan Crooks was ahead of you, but Brendan Book and Matt O'Brien all finished behind all three of you. So it's going to be a pretty positive night as far as the points go. But that Avril Lavigne scheme is starting to prove pretty beneficial for you.
Yeah, it's I've been getting more comfortable with the car lately, and I've decided to start qualifying now rather than starting in the back. And especially here, since it's really hard to pass, and it played out to my benefit tonight. That wreck with the 85, Crooks gave me a little bumper love after I gave the 85 a little bumper love, and then it sent him the 85 on around. When he come down, it checked me up, and nothing Crooks could do. He didn't know it was coming. So
there we go.
Just a racing incident, nothing malicious intended. But yeah, overall good race. I was hoping to have a good run at Holzer there on that second run, but there's a particular yellow car that we won't be mentioning that I'd like to have some words with.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a black and yellow DeWalt car, would it?
There's a pretty good chance.
Yeah, I get you. But man, phenomenal race. Way to go. We're getting closer and closer as I look at the schedule going forward. We got Texas, Road America, and Daytona before we start the round of 16. Obviously, Texas and Daytona, they are what they are. Road America, right in the middle there. Are you a road racer? I don't recall how it all worked out. Actually, no. This is going to be our first and only road race in the normal season before we get to postseason. What kind of a road racer are you? Are you worried about that, or is Texas and Daytona going to be another shining moment for you?
I think I'm okay at road. I don't expect to have anything for the front drivers, but I don't expect to be in the back of the pack either. I like Road America, so hopefully we can run well there. Texas, they can just remove that from the schedule. It'd be better for everybody. And then Daytona, it is what it is. It's gambling.
I'd personally love it if they would just bring back Legacy Texas and leave that on the schedule. This new one, yeah, not so much. Congratulations one more time, Tom. Any quick friends, family, sponsors, any quick shout outs for you, bud?
Yep, shout out to you up in the booth, all the admins that allow us to come out and race each week, all the drivers that show up, and Avril on the car.
There you go. All the way back to 2002. All right, Ryan Crooks. I tell you what, buddy, I pulled you into the booth for a quick chat, and Zim out in EMGG. I recall watching their watch party a couple of times, and he's kind of picked up on that you don't come up through the field with the raw speed that Holzer does. You're very methodical as the race goes on, and you did it one more time tonight. Talk about your race, the spots you had to pick up, and I saw you come on up after the checkers fell, and you gave Holzer a little bit more than some teammate love on the door. You actually almost put him into the wall. Where is that a hey, you're lucky I didn't catch you kind of thing, or was it just man, congratulations?
Say congratulations. Maybe a little bit of if we had another caution, maybe I could have did something with him, but no, I don't think we had anything for him. We ran pretty good. We ran probably 9th to 10th the whole race. The first long green flag run, I stayed out to try to see about how long I could make it on gas. So I knew I probably had about like 60 to 62 laps on a full tank. So that set me up for the second long green flag run. I was hoping it stayed green. We short pitted, I think, on like lap 90, and so I would have had to go a full 60 to 62 on that tank. We'd have been all right, but Holzer got by me pretty quick, so I knew I didn't really have a shot at the win, but I definitely could have advanced my position. And then that caution came out and kind of put us in a good position with fresh tires. Restarted 7th. Was pretty aggressive there. The bunch of the early cautions didn't help. And then, man, once we restarted and stayed green, we were like 2 wide, 3 wide back there.
Yep.
Holtz got out to a pretty good lead, and I burned everything I could up just trying to get to second. But all in all, man, it was a fun race. It was good showing for us, and looking forward. I think we got Texas next week. Decently looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to Road America. I've been putting in a lot of work on the road courses, so
okay.
Should have a good showing there. And then Daytona, you know how Daytona is, man. You just get what you can.
Well, Daytona is going to be interesting, but how about on October 3rd, the new Atlanta? So we're going to have a couple of really, really good races. We got Daytona on August the 1st. We've got Talladega on September 12th and Atlanta on October 3rd. So 3 pretty much plate races. If I don't even think they're plate races anymore. But yeah, some great races coming up. Yeah, Texas is definitely next week. If I'm not mistaken, this is the second time that you and your EMGG teammate have come to the line 1-2 in the same order. When's it going to be your turn with him behind you?
Yeah, we got that's been on my mind, and we've been 1-2. We both ran real strong. Holtz is just, man, he's so dominant and mistake free at a lot of these tracks. So we're definitely going. We're definitely trying. We're going to try to do the 1-2 again. Just hopefully reverse the position. Just came back from Atlanta this past weekend. Had a great time down there at the race, and did a lot of official racing at Atlanta this week, trying to get ready for in a couple weeks when we head there. So anything can happen. We'll just keep our head down, keep trying to make something happen, and bring home a dub.
Oh, there you go. Before tonight's race, you were sitting P4 in points, just 3 points. I'm sorry, no, I take that back. You're 24 points behind Brendan Book. I don't think you're going to catch him, but you're definitely going to close in a bit. Matt O'Brien continues to be the point juggernaut that he's been all season long. Tonight, though, he had a little bit of an issue after a restart. Finished back P9, so all 3 of you are going to be able to make up some points on him. Congratulations. Any quick shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors, sir?
Yeah, man. Shout out to EMG and everybody that watches and supports us while we race. It's super awesome seeing everybody support. Shout out Bates, shout out Baby, all in the chat.
Yep, she is.
Yeah, we'll keep our head down and go forward, see if we can bring home another dub.
Congratulations yet again, sir.
Thanks, Pete.
You got it. And then I tell you, Ryan, James Holzer. It seems like when back in the eSpark days, you might as well just dust off the chair next to me in the booth, because you were there, if not every week, every other week, and you're picking up a lot of momentum heading into the postseason here in the Shake and Bake Cup Series, knocking out the W here tonight from Nashville Super Speedway. Texas next week. I pulled you into the booth for a quick chat, hoping that I wasn't going to put the commentator curse on you just after talking to the 85. Not quite the affair. You went on to grab the W. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I was a little worried about the broadcaster curse, but yeah, I had a really strong Chevrolet Camaro. We were just kind of minding our own business there at the beginning, just riding behind Brendan, trying to just stay on our own pace, just because I knew how important that right front was. And you could feel like you're not pushing the pace at all, but all of a sudden it clicks to a certain point where you just lose all your rotation, and didn't want that, especially in the dirty air. So just wanted to mind my business, like I said, and kind of just save the tires. Was going to split the race in thirds, but once I figured out how good a long run speed I had, I just kind of minded my own business there. Second run had to push a little harder than I wanted to, because same DeWalt car was pushing me through every corner. But we held on to that, and we just kind of maintained the position. And Harmon had some issues getting around that the same car as well, so that kind of helped me. But getting around the lap traffic was overall pretty good. Once you were there, they kind of showed you the bottom, and you were able to get around. Had to pit there a little earlier than I wanted to. I wanted to pit around lap 115 coming to the end there, but I was just stuck behind a gaggle of cars about to go a lap down, and I was going to lose so much time if I stayed back. So I decided to pit a little early, and it went out just long enough so that way I could stay on the lead lap and get the caution. Unfortunate for Brendan Book, because he was actually the leader, but ran out of fuel, and then the car went in service. So I know he had really good speed, so sucks for him that he didn't have quite the ending that he wanted to. But yeah, just had to hang on there through the end of those hectic restarts, and got out front, and they got side by side, and they were battling really hard for second. And I was thankful to see that in the mirror, because I just drove away.
Well, I was talking about the points with the other guys so far. You are 30 points behind Matt O'Brien, obviously leading laps tonight. Not quite sure if you're going to lead most laps. It's going to be a toss up, I think, between you and Brendan, depending on when you took over. And I think I remember Matt O'Brien leading one lap during the first round of green flag pit stops.
Yep.
So you got 30 points on, he's got 30 points on you tonight. He finished 9th. You're going to be able to cut into that deficit just a little bit. Texas next week. What are your thoughts?
Haven't really raced there since we had the update, since the initial with Honeycutt. He did a couple of hosted lobbies there once this car first came out, and kind of the same deal as here. Tire management's going to be huge. The runs are going to be big. It's going to be pretty drafty, but just going to have to manage the tires and try to keep the fresh air, because it's really big in this car, especially since the update. There's a lot of nose push, so it's going to have to keep the nose clean and keep all 4 tires on it and keep momentum moving forward. I'm actually looking forward to Road America. I've really been getting into road course racing now since Indy, and did a couple officials at Mid Ohio and in the trucks here the last week, and did rather well. I was really excited about that. Won the one race I did by 20 seconds or so. But yeah, going to be looking forward to that. But it's really a difficult track, just because it's so narrow, and the braking point in this car is super early. So it's going to be about kind of watching your mirror and hoping nobody dives you and locks them up and slides through you. But just going to have to mind the business, and obviously track position and qualifying there is going to be huge. So just about putting a good lap down and starting somewhere near the front, and hopefully just holding on. But more or less just looking forward to the playoffs. Like you said, just kind of moving momentum forward. Just want to keep that momentum going, and it's just be about being mistake free once the playoffs start. Having the playoff points is going to be really helpful, especially with these super speedway races. Anything can happen at Talladega or Daytona or Atlanta. Atlanta should be a lot of fun as long as everybody stays pretty patient. It's really racy, especially in this car, so that should be a really good race. Did a lot of officials this week in that as well. I've raced with Crooks probably 4 or 5 times. I don't even know how many I did this week, but ended up getting in top split race too on Sunday night for NIS. I was the number 37 in there, so
wow,
pretty cool to be in there. And a lot of those pro guys were in there. Was tossing it up, got wrecked on the last lap, running right around 10th place. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Atlanta just because it's really fun.
Well, this is your 4th win on the season so far. You've got most out of everybody. I believe you're tied with one other for 3 wins. Breaking that tie, moving on. Congratulations. Any friends, family, sponsors, sir?
Yeah, thanks so much. Just want to shout you out as always for doing the broadcast week in and week out. Really appreciate it, and it's great to go back and rewatch. So looking forward to going back and watching this one because we had 120 laps of really great racing. I know it kind of got a little stinkerish there with the cautions to the end, but nonetheless, though, it didn't ruin the race. I thought it was still a really good race overall. Just got to thank the admins, everybody from Eliza and John Honeycutt, Jordan McGraw and Brendan Book for putting this on week in and week out. This has become a really good series, and we're tracking a lot of drivers. Some new drivers out there tonight. I know Herman had a really good run, so shout out to him too for coming out here and showing us what's up. He ran in the top 5 for a good majority of that race, and did a really good job. Just got to thank everybody on the car. Don't want to forget anybody, so I just always say everybody on the car. Thanks for everybody that watches. And shouts us out. Greatly appreciated. Good job to my teammate tonight, finishing second. I hope he can beat me one of these times too, because he's got a lot of talent and he's really consistent himself. Kind of like you said, he's that trusty steed, kind of like that Matt Kenseth. That just makes his way through the field. Doesn't necessarily start up front all the time, but when it's go time with less than 20 to go, he's always right there and his name's there. So yeah, shout out to him for getting second place.
There you go. All right, guys and gals, that is going to wrap it up for Nashville Superspeedway. Again, next Monday night, we'll be live from Texas Motor Speedway. Find out who's going to fire off the 6-shooters when that is all said and done. Don't forget, this Thursday night, though, with the Shake and Bake Indy Series, going to be back at Iowa, or what's hold on, I was just looking at the schedule just a moment ago. I know that it's a Iowa Speedway, absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're definitely going to want to come out, hang out, tune in, chat it up with both Eliza and I. And that's going to be, of course, over right here on Twitch, but at Traction GG. So twitch.tv/Traction GG. Go on over, give them a follow. They have several broadcasters throughout the week with a lot of great racing content. And until then, I will see you around. Thanks for, again, coming out, hanging out, chatting up, and keeping me company. ROK, last one out there in chat saying congrats, hold